You know what I mean?
Focus. Live. Keep growing. Come on.
What's going on, car guys and car gals? Good morning. This is Lou Ramirez, the car guy.
And this is Frelin Arts, the subprime hero.
And we are brewing solutions on the Car Guy Coffee
You know
podcast. If you're needing a little bit of a wake up, guess what? You're getting you some right now. We are so excited to be brewing solutions with the best bread. We're doing some follow-up today, and I am pumped up about it.
It's all about that follow-up game, folks. When it comes to sales, if you don't have a follow-up game, then what do you really have? And today, we have one of my favorite people in the whole world right now. She's out there shaking and baking and doing so many things that are just blowing my mind. Last time we spoke with her, she was at a dealership, and she was the vice president of marketing there. And she was killing it. She was having so much fun. She was raising the standard when it came to marketing at her auto group, making sure everybody understood and really had fun doing it, right? And she was sharing that. She was having her own show. She was doing so many things, and now she's out on her own. Oh, I'm so excited. But since then, there's been a path. There's been a path of amazingness, and I've seen her jump around, do these things to be able to get the tools that she's ready to do and be and have the confidence that she has right now to be the best version of herself. And I'm so excited to unleash her right now into the world, right? I know she's been unleashing herself, and she's amazing. Her posts are just standard. Like when you look at a post, when you talk about writing down content and doing things that are just important, saying things about life, about how to become somebody better than you are yesterday, she does that every single time she posts something. It's really outstanding. And you guys, if you guys know her, you know what I mean. So
You do. And see, she's got a little something like we rock the 3 Fs, right?
oh yeah.
But when it comes to content, Miss Melanie Borden has what I call the 3 C's that are unique to her, right? Because of how on point she is, they're always crisp, right? Yeah, I was got to write that down, right? If you're being marketing, you want it to be a little bit crisp. Get your message across. Then she's also classy. She always brings class, right? And of course, you know this is the last of the values of a solutionary. She is consistent.
That's no doubt.
Man, she is always bringing the heat wherever it is that she goes. I might load up a little bit of her jamming out to some Snoop Dogg with us over at Digital Dealer. Man, that was a good time when she came walking up. She jumped right like, into the flow with us.
She did. It was so smooth. We were up there like just doing some videos. She just comes walking by and just walked right into it. Like
she didn't even say out of the camera. She was like, "That's right."
She already knew. She was like, "This is just what I do." Mel B, let's go, right? So she was killing it. She's outstanding. Her energy is top notch. I'm so excited to have her back on the show today, folks. Yes. We got a lot of people who are tuning in right now. I see them. They're throwing love. Right. You know, what's going on, Hannah? You know, we got, we even Ev. What's up, Ev? Good morning. Good morning. And of course, Stan is a huge fan. She's loves you to death. Known you for a long time. Just says that you're amazing. Has nothing but kind words to say about you. I'm pumped up. I love my LinkedIn crew. The LinkedIn crew is my favorite in the world. something about LinkedIn is special. This is where I've met all these amazing superhumans, right? Amazing solutionaries out here making a change in this world. Look, we see this right now. All these freaking posts and all these things are from LinkedIn. Man, if I was just to share it to one place in the world for this type of information, I think you guys would all agree LinkedIn is the place to be, right? So make sure that if you're trying to grow, it's not a resume place. It's a place for you to go in and network and grow and get inspired, man. And that's what it's turned into. So I'm excited to have our guest, Melanie Borden, on the show, and I'm excited to share her because that's where I found. I mean, LinkedIn, folks. I'm telling you,
she is quite the LinkedIn lady.
She knows what's up.
Her LinkedIn game for real.
Oh no, her LinkedIn game's fire.
Gets lots of love,
well,
and I definitely know why. But folks, it is time to welcome her back on the show because we feel like we're already having a conversation with her. Just because we can see her.
I can see her, but you all can't see her.
It's all good.
She's like right down below me. I see her.
So, car guys, car gals, and all those of you that are jumping in today, so thankful that you're joining us for a true legend and leader in the industry, the one, the only, Miss Melanie Borden. Hey.
Okay, I think the intro is good. We're done.
Welcome back.
You're awesome. It's so great to have you back on the show. I mean, come on. You've been so busy. I know it's hard to align schedules with you right now. Between having your personal time with your family and your loved ones, you're making sure you take full advantage of that, but you're also out there doing the work, making sure that your business is getting to the next level. Everything about it is elegant. He talked about classy. That's a great word for it. Excited to have you here this morning. So welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
And look at that. We got Ev saying right there that we nailed it. And 100%. And again, we are so thankful to Miss Evelyn Kelly because the connection she brought to us, and which was you. She is the one that connected us to you. And we're so thankful for that. Can't wait to get this going. This isn't a 5-liner, folks. This is a follow-up. So do us a favor and tag a car guy. Tag a car gal.
Yeah, and share. This is going to be an amazing show. This is going to be a lot of fun, folks. We're friends here. We know each other. We've had the pleasure to meet each other at Digital Dealer back in Tampa, which was amazing because it was just that first feeling of being around people in a sense. It was the first event for automotive in over a year. So it was amazing to be there. It was a lot of fun to be able to see people that I've been friends and fans of for a long time. So yeah, great time. So since then, there's been a lot of things that's changed too. That's what's so beautiful about what's going on. We knew something was brewing up, though. We knew things were happening for you. We could see it in your walk, in your smile, in your swag. And you just definitely knew you had this confidence, this aura about you that was like, I'm going next level. I'm going to go for it. And you want to share it with people and how to do that. So yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. Let's talk about what's going on. So since the last time we talked, Celebrity Motors, you had left that group. Lastly, you gave the right notice. He knew what was happening. Why don't you tell us what happened after that?
So I was with Celebrity for a few years, and there was an opportunity that had come to me via LinkedIn, a tech company within our industry that I had gone to. And ultimately, I had really wanted to go out on my own. And it had been something that I was thinking about. And even when I was with Celebrity, I had spoken to the owner about me doing consulting while working there. But the truth is it's very, very difficult to start a business when you're working for one. And it's something that you really have to put 100% of yourself into versus, only giving it a portion. And then you're only giving the business that you're working for a portion. So over the summer, I just made the decision to go off on my own. I had just received so much activity from LinkedIn, from business owners and individuals who just consistently would ask me for marketing help. And so I just took the opportunity to build a business structured around LinkedIn and the messages. Now, it's not the only form of lead generation that's coming through to me, but it is an area that I have excelled in and I have really learned so much about. And now I can help others do the same on LinkedIn and, in other channels as well.
There's no doubt about that in my mind that you definitely know how to navigate your way through all that type of stuff. Now, you are one of those people who are ever learning. You're always educating yourself on the next tool to be able to help people utilize their social media to the fullest, right? Utilize what they're doing, the work that they're putting in, even the play that they're putting in. You can actually capitalize on that if you do it the right way. And that's like lead generating right there. You just like you said, it's so perfect and so dead on. You know, we have a couple more people jumping in, throwing some comments. Anthony Santangelo, what's going on, sir? We got Michael, good old Michael Larkin. What's going on? Michael, the most tenacious salesman in the business, man. I hope that if I ever threw an offer at Mike for like come work for me, I hope he would, because I know that he would be the best inside sales guy ever. I just know he wouldn't stop. He's a machine. He's amazing, and he's very passionate about what he does. So Mike, thanks for being here this morning, brother. Thanks for being here. So yeah, so great stuff. You know, when you did that, what gave you the courage to say, hey, I'm going to leave this great job where I have, you know, great opportunities and all these great things are happening, because I know how it feels, right? And so I'm just curious what gave you the courage to do so?
So it's a great question. And it's a question that I'm now talking about when I talk to businesses and when I talk to individuals about what they're doing with their own brands and with their marketing strategies. So my boyfriend, who I've been with for 3 years, said to me one day, why aren't you doing this yourself? Why are you working for someone? And he's an entrepreneur himself. Mm-hmm. And I said, I don't know if I can do it. And he goes, well, what are you so afraid of? And I said, well, what do you mean? And he goes, you need to have a conversation with yourself, and you need to talk to yourself about what you're afraid of. And you need to confront that, and you need to overcome it. And you need to do this because you are completely capable of doing it. And that's really what pushed me. And I said, you know what? You're right. What am I afraid of? I can do this. I work in the auto industry. I can do anything.
Right. You're exactly right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. In New Jersey.
Right.
Right.
It's the Mecca.
That's right.
It's the Mecca of automotive, right?
People, the toughest, most interesting and
right on.
difficult people are in New Jersey.
I would almost have to say I 100% agree with that.
Yeah. So that's really what took me to the next level in my mindset.
Right on.
And everything. And that was at the end of July. And so on August 12th, my business my LLC was formed in New Jersey.
Wow. That's
incredible.
That's incredible. Folks,
and it's been nonstop ever since.
That's what happens, right? Once you go and you jump out the plane, you're falling. You're coming down, parachutes out, and now you're enjoying seeing everything from a different vantage point.
It's crazy. And I now I think, why did I wait this long? Why did I wait? But I wasn't ready. And it's kind of like, I also talk about it in the sense like having children. You're never ready to have children.
Oh, so true.
Never ready. You can't wait and wait and wait. You have to kind of just do it.
That's
if
right.
you can, you just do it. And it feels the same way to me with starting a business. You're never going to be ready. And I was put in a situation where I felt like, I got to just do this. I can do it. Yeah.
Well, cheers
to you. Congratulations to you and automotive. We need more superstars like you out there having the courage to go out and try to engage with others to be able to do better in this business, right? To be able to share and grow and utilize the technology and the opportunities that we have that are right in front of us. Like literally make things so much easier for you. There's work. Like she just said, folks, she is working. We're all working. When you go out and you do this, you become all dependent on yourself, making sure it's not an hourly thing. You don't get paid by the hour to do this anymore, but you do, you get the time. The time is valuable, and you start to give time to people. When you give time to people, things will come back. Just keep giving, and you're going to do great. And Melanie, we're so proud of you, and we're so excited. You definitely inspire us, right? You know, and so it's very nice to see friends like you out there in my network that are just doing amazing things, and I'm excited to just announce it to the world. So we're glad to have you here again.
Thank you for having me.
Lou, I've been hogging all the questions, so I'm going to pass some questions over to Lou.
It's all good. I appreciate it. Thanks, Fred. But seriously, you have been somebody that's been inspiring so many others. You inspired us before we had the first chance to talk with you. Then we developed a friendship, and it's been an encouraging, fun communication back and forth, because every time we see you, whether it's a post or whether we get the chance to speak to you on the phone, message, whichever, you're encouraging. And that's the culture that we want to make sure we keep seeing cultivated throughout the industry. We can all pour out a cup of encouragement.
Yeah, and you do just that too in your intro, just seeing the evolution from when the three of us met last year, when it was such a crazy time and you guys had really just started your podcast, to watch the evolution of what you guys have been able to achieve. And just seeing your intro, it really gave me chills because it's really admirable and it's unbelievable what you guys have done.
Oh, well,
It's
we
very impressive and you should be very proud.
well, Melanie, we appreciate that. That humbles us, and that means a lot
Yeah.
to hear that from you. It really does. We cheers to you. We
In Russian, we say Nastrovia.
Nostrovia, yeah. So absolutely, and the network, the people, the things that we're doing, that gives you the courage, but the people that we've had on the show, as much credit as we can, we do put the work in, but it's you, it's people like you, it's people like so many that you saw doing the Forgive, Focus, Fly with us.
It's amazing. It was very cool.
Yeah, and that's only last season. We've done a whole second season that's been like doubled the guests. I mean, it's so amazing. I cannot.
It'd be a 50-minute.
We're just gonna have to do a show that's just an intro and that's it. Just hey, we're doing an intro show and you guys are gonna see it and that's it. It's an hour long. All right, here we go.
You're building an empire, and it's very clear to anyone that's watching.
Well, we thank you for that.
Well,
ultimately, we are building incredible relationships that are invaluable.
Thank you, man. You're so point.
Great job.
Ever happens out of that. We are so glad that we have so many great friends, so many great people that we can lean into and continuously get better. The great thing is that we do continuously find people smiling more and more and more, and that's ultimately what we want to do. So to make us smile a little bit more, I want to ask you about what has been your favorite part of being on this new adventure now.
Oh yeah, let's hear that. That's a good question.
Okay, so there's a few different things, but the number one thing that I would say is that although I am working more than I have ever worked, even with working at a dealer group, it's just a different type of work. Being able to be home for my kids for certain things, like things that I never had a chance. My children are still really young. They're only 6 and 7, but being able to take them to the bus in the morning and having the flexibility to pick them up from the bus. And, just those things that might be overlooked by some. For me, it's a big deal because I used to have to, go through whatever channels to make sure that I could either arrange for someone to help me. That's the number one thing for me right now is the fact that I'm here more. I'll say the downside of that is that when I am home and I'm working and my kids are here, they don't understand what I'm doing. And they think that, they could come in and ask me questions or fight in front of me while I'm on with a client or, pull each other's hair or walk around with no clothes on. Like things like that are happening. But that's the number one thing for me. And I would say the second thing is I feel like I'm not less restricted because I've never felt like I was ever restricted. But I do feel like I am finally in a place where I want to be and that I'm comfortable in. And it's almost like going home. So for example, yesterday I went back to the school that I went to 19 years later. I went there yesterday to teach a class with a professor on social media. And it was so electrifying, the feeling that I had when I was walking into the school, because when you're 18 years old going to college, everything is so fresh and it's so exciting. And I had just moved from New Jersey to New York City. And it's that same feeling that I have with what I'm doing. I'm excited and I'm passionate about it. And I'm doing what I love. And when anybody loves what they do, you can tell. And I've been showcasing that through LinkedIn in my content, but now being able to do that for myself and I can make a living from it. It's awesome.
That's way awesome. That's so awesome. And I saw that post, and that was the Fashion Institute, right? Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was beautiful and that was amazing. And I'm so excited for you to be able to go through that experience. It's like full circle in a way,
It totally was.
It's like right timing. Everything was so divine in that. It was just like, wow, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Since then, you've bought a home. You've moved into
I
a home.
did.
You've been decorating a home, getting things done. How
Yes.
great does that feel to be somewhere, have
Feels
your piece of plot of
amazing.
land and just be like, this is where it's at for your children,
It
especially, I'm
feels
sure.
amazing. Well, the funny thing is a lot of people don't know that I was living in New York City and then I was living in Hoboken, which is pretty much like a borough of New York,
Right.
from 2002 until like 2017. And then I moved back to my hometown that I'm originally from, which is crazy because it was, as I was walking down, the street yesterday in New York, I was thinking, oh my God, my 17 or 18-year-old self would be just cringing knowing that I bought a house 3 doors down from my parents. But it's great. And it just kind of, family is so important to me. So it's been amazing having my parents close by, and it's been great for my kids.
That's so amazing. And you bought a beautiful piece of land, a beautiful property. It is great to be able to be by family. That's why I'm at where I'm at. I love being within 10 minutes of everyone I love, right?
Yes.
And it's special to me.
It's so special. It is.
Really
it's
is.
Kind of like Everybody Loves Raymond, if you've ever seen that show before. We are that family. I mean,
I want to come hang out over at that house and just watch then.
Like, my kids don't understand what I do. Neither does my mother. So like I could be doing anything and she'll be texting me. And if I don't answer, she'll just come to my house and be like, you didn't respond. So I need to make sure you are okay.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's so sweet though. That's so sweet.
I love the scene.
I love it.
Make the adaptation to doing work from home. And I got to say that's been maybe only the little bit of the weirdness inside of having these conversations at home with clients when like I don't have the little kids anymore. My wife does watch a couple of kids a few times throughout the week. And so they might come running through. Yeah. Usually it's my doodle that I'm sitting there having a deep conversation, jumping into stuff. And then all of a sudden he's right here. And then he's licking on me like, whoa, get down for a second. Right.
I'm glad you didn't mimic the licking on me.
Right. Yeah. I almost right. But that's definitely a fun part and a good problem to have, right? You're in your space, you're in your happy place. And folks out there that are debating and are dancing between the feelings of going out on their own or playing it safe and keeping it comfortable. What is it that you would say to anybody that's even considering the opportunity to venture out on their own and pursue their dreams? What would you say to them, to that young man, to that young lady, to that anybody that's jumping into the business? What would you say to them?
It's such a good question. I think that's my favorite question, actually, that you've asked me so far. Fear is something that will literally make someone sick. It's something that will destroy someone. Mm-hmm. And you cannot let fear control what you're doing. And if there's something that you feel deep down that you should be doing, you should be following your passion and you should be doing it no matter what it is. And no one else, no family member, no spouse, no friend, no coworker, no one else is going to know what's best for you other than you.
Come on.
I don't have regrets at all with anything because I know that my path that I've taken has brought me right to this moment. So I'm happy with every single decision and choice that I've made. But I would also tell someone to just go for it. I like taking risks. I love the feeling of, getting excited by the unknown. And it's something that has evolved over time where maybe when I was younger, I wasn't as confident and I wasn't as secure. And I was really, I was nervous about doing it, because I have so many financial responsibilities. But at the end of the day, when you're working for someone, you're doing what you're doing for someone else. And you could do the same thing for yourself. If you're motivated, if you're driven, if you're structured. I saw that comment from Evelyn earlier that she got a text to me at 5 a.m. It's true. I mean, I'm very regimented. I don't really sleep a lot, but I do sleep a little bit, but I have a schedule, and every day I go to my office, just like I would go to my office when I was driving into the dealership. I would, I had a routine in the morning and the people that I would see when I walked in, and, when I was walking through the service drive to get to my office, you see the same people. It's different now. I see my dog. I send my kids to the bus, but it's the same thing. So whatever you think you can't do, you can. You just need to find somewhere inside of you that just blocks the fear and overcomes fear, because fear will stop you and you're never going to be ready. You're just not. You just have to do it.
I agree.
Absolutely.
You know, I think the best thing to alleviate some fear, folks, is just to educate yourself a little bit. Spend a little time on yourself. Get yourself really trusting yourself. And what I mean by trusting yourself is get yourself in a pattern. Wake up every day on time, right? Don't hit the snooze. Do things like work out every day, or do something like that, something activity, a walk, or something where you do it every day and you commit yourself to it. When you commit and you do about 90 days worth of commitment, I promise you, it changes you. You become more confident in yourself. And I think anyone who's experienced that knows what I mean. When you really trust yourself, others will trust you. And then in that sense, your confidence grows and grows.
Routines are everything. I mean, 100%. They really are. I mean, structure, I know for children is so good for them. It's so good for us too. Being structured and just having a plan, just like a marketing strategy. It's the same thing. You want to have structure, and you want to have structure in your own life. And that's, if you talk to anyone who's an entrepreneur or anyone who's successful in what they do, they have routines. They have something that they stick to. So, trust your gut and go for it.
That is what I'm talking about, folks. Hopefully you wrote that down,
or
you deposited that inside of your heart, right? Because ultimately you have to believe inside of yourself. And what's the worst that can happen? You have to go back, start again. I love seeing Fred complete the 75 hard, and that he didn't have to go back and start it again, right? But inside of that, he did create those commitments. The tagline for the 75 hard is winning the battle of the mind, right? And inside of that, winning that commitment inside of your mind, that focus point to go where it is that you want to go, get done what it is that you want to get done, is ultimately what's going to get it done. But as you write these things down, or as you see these different accomplishments, celebrate the victories. Hey, I accomplished this. We did achieve that. Scratch that off the list. Good job. High five yourself. Those little bits build up that faith to step out. And then I'm sure that it definitely helps once you start to see results for people, once you start to see people getting encouraged. What has it been like as far as on the encouragement side, right? Because there may be a lot of naysayers, but I'm sure you had a lot of people jump out and say, you go get it, girl. Let's go.
Yeah, I've had a tremendous amount of support from those around me.
Absolutely.
And, I come from a family that's a little bit old school in the sense where they were a little nervous for me, going off and doing my own thing. But ultimately, they have nothing to worry about. And the journey has been amazing. Now, what I will talk about a little bit is there are people in all of our lives, once you start growing into who you are and start evolving and developing your career, that are going to be there to not support you and to not be happy for your successes and to not celebrate your wins. And with those situations, you just have to chalk it up to, this is an experience, and now you have the knowledge to deal with those types of situations in the future. And unfortunately, there's a lot of unhappy people right now in this world. I see a lot of it through social media because I'm so active on social media.
Right.
I have experienced it in my personal life also recently, which surprised me. But at the end of the day, I mean, what's the most important? Your family, right? And, your mental health is very important.
Right on.
And your health. So those are the things for me that I keep very close to the vest in terms of, when I have negative experiences, I'm healthy. My children are healthy. We're happy. We're very grateful, and we're very, very fortunate. So for me, the fact that I have so many people around me that are positive and supportive of this journey that I'm on is amazing.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. And we're starting to see some of those people jump in and encourage.
There's tons of amazing people just throwing love at you, and people jumping in at us. And that's the thing I love about this network. If you're really wanting to do something, everybody wants to help. There's no doubt. There's like, hey, what can I do to help you? I've heard that statement.
I don't know how many times.
So many times. And I know there's no doubt that Melanie's heard that same exact statement.
I have. And actually, when I first started hearing it, you guys have worked in dealerships before. When I first started hearing it, I was like, huh?
Yeah.
Why do you want to help me? What's
Yeah.
in it for you?
You want half my deal or something? So it's like, what's going on, right? So yeah,
Right.
I know what you mean. It's almost because you're so used to doing it yourself so hard.
Right.
But when you build trust in others and people see trust in you, things
Right.
start like that starts to happen with your consistency, with your class, right?
Right.
Like Luce, and that's what's been going on. And you're so creative too. And that's what makes it even more special. You do all the above, and there's so many different C's we could throw at you, and you're just amazing. And we're just, it's one of those things, a second ago, Russ Mann says days are not guaranteed. Go for it. Right? They're never guaranteed. Tomorrow is not.
No, you never know what can happen. I mean, last year has really shown us that anything can happen and nothing is guaranteed. Nothing. No job is guaranteed.
Nope.
No day is guaranteed. Your health is not guaranteed. Nothing is. So that's why living in the moment and doing what you love is very important. Because why are we here? We're here to learn and we're here to help others. I mean, that's truly why everyone is on earth, is to learn and to grow. So
that's right. Come on.
Yes. Or you're dying. If you're not doing that, you are literally dying, folks. I mean, maybe not realize it. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
There is one thing that is the only guarantee, and this is lined up. I mean, this is from scripture to just pay attention to a farmer, right? Seed, time, and harvest.
Right.
If you're planting the right seeds, eventually you're going to start seeing good growth if you allow the time to come through. If you're putting out the wrong seeds, well, don't be surprised at what grew in your garden, right? If you were doing the wrong thing, if your business isn't going where it's going, take a look back at what you're actually doing, right? To get your business moving in the right direction. What I do really, really, really love is that on all different channels, you light it up with a smile. Right, you are always lit up with a glow that keeps people saying, "Man, I do want to go ahead and read this." It's not just the picture, it's not just the way that it's set up, it's not just where the video is set up. Right? It's, man, there is a bright smile here. I want to hear what's going on. Why do you think that's so important for people with their content when they're being so creative to be that? Like right here, we got Hannah right here, glowing with smile. Right?
Hannah. Hi, Hannah.
Yeah.
Why do you think that it's so important that we do lead with that smile? Why is that the most important thing that we wear, especially a fashionista like you, right? Why is the most important thing to wear that smile?
I accept that title.
I accept that title all day.
No, I accept.
You've earned it, my friend. You've earned it.
Well, something that I talk to my kids a lot about is how you want others to feel when they're interacting with you. And the same thing goes for your marketing. It goes for your social media. And I like to smile because it makes people feel good. And a lot of the time when I'm planning out my content, and I do recycle some content over the last couple of years, but at the end of the day, I'm always thinking about how is this going to impact someone else and how are they going to feel? Yes. And that's very important for a business who's trying to, pull in market share, for a dealership in the PMA. You want to be thinking about how your customers are perceiving you and how you're being presented. And so you want to be conscious. I mean, it's something that I literally talk to my children about all the time, is thinking about how other people feel when you talk to them, and everything that you say has some sort of reaction to it.
Love it.
And with content, it's the same thing.
I got another C, folks. She's giving us a quick creation clinic right now.
Yes. Ooh, that's 2 C's.
Yeah,
I like that. Creation clinic.
I like your one-liners. They're good.
Hold on.
There it is, right? So, absolutely. Well, man, this whole talk, it just brings up so many thoughts, and even inside me, thinking about my last couple years building this whole empire, right? Trying to do this thing with the Car Guy Coffee podcast now into the certified solutionaries, now that we're out there with our agency helping dealers, and been blessed to be able to help a few already out in a very short amount of time. We're excited about growing and helping others, but people like you and the idea of what you do is it's amazing. So what to the people, if they're looking for help in what they exactly need, what would they be looking to you to help them with?
That's a great question. And most people have no idea what I do.
I mean,
That's why as a marketing consultant, it's very important to have your messaging be crystal clear so everyone understands. So I'm not an agency, but my experience in a dealership is building an agency. So from that lens or that perspective, any business, whether they're in the auto industry or not, a lot of times doesn't necessarily have a trusted advisor or someone that they work with that can really help guide them in the right direction in terms of telling them where they should be spending their marketing dollars. For a dealership, they outsource a tremendous amount, including marketing, accounting, and they don't necessarily have a lot of oversight into what's going on because they're so busy selling cars or being involved in whatever business. So the way that I come into the equation is pretty simple. I work with businesses and I work with individuals. And with businesses, I can operate as a fractional CMO. I can operate as a marketing consultant. I can work on a project to project basis. Anything that an agency does, whether they're in the automotive space or not, I can do because I have the experience of doing it. And I have a team that supports me to make it successful. Now, on the flip side, I also work with individuals who say to me, Melanie, I want to do what you have done. I want you to teach me how to do it. So I coach and I work with executives. I work with business owners. I work with individuals and I help guide them on their own journey so they can be successful and then they can go to market for themselves. I also work, since I've built this incredible network, I also work as an influencer, which I'm not really so crazy about that word. But if someone is looking to do sponsored content or to leverage some of my contacts, I work with them in that sense as well. And so it's really, I'm a marketing consultant at the end of the day, and that's what I do. I do not necessarily have an agency, but I can certainly support and guide any business in any facet of marketing that they need help with.
That's amazing. And I love that. And you know exactly what you can do. And I think that is no doubt needed all across the country with individuals, executives, where they want to try to get out there. Because, hey, folks, listen, folks, really closely. It is about you. People want the real you. So you have to be able to show the real you. I know that, oh, I'm not a social media person. I'm not this.
I hear that all the time, that people are like, they don't want to have the same type of, I'll call it attention.
There you go.
But they're really looking to find a way to convert into business from social. They want to learn how to social sell. And that's really why I created this model around the messages that I got from people and businesses. Business owners have contacted me from other countries saying, would you fly to my country, seriously, to train my employees on how to build a brand on social? Yes, I can. I have a passport. I have to renew my passport, but I do have one and I can fly to you to do that.
Exactly. Well, Russell Hill had a good question, and it did kind of, I kind of have an idea what this means, but what does fractional CFO? Explain. What is that exactly?
Fractional CMO, not CFO.
Okay, gotcha. CMO, Chief Marketing
Officer. Right. So typically a chief marketing officer in a business would drive all the strategy and marketing success for a business. And so there are many companies out there that do not have a marketing team. So they would need someone to come in and basically create a marketing strategy for their business and then help them execute on it. So not CFO. No, please. You do not want me doing that. But if you need someone in the car business, I do know of a great fractional CFO type of person who's amazing.
Solutionary Melanie is, my friends. That's why if she can't do it, she knows someone who can.
No, not CFO. No.
No, you know. No. Yeah. Russ, he said, my bad.
And if my previous CFO was watching this right now, he would be laughing. However, I do provide marketing accounting oversight. And basically what that means is when I was with Celebrity, originally they had an agency that was managing all of the co-op and working with our accounting team on monthly accruals and so forth. And so now I know exactly what that process is like, going through the financial statements, going through the part statements, matching up everything and so on and so forth. So marketing accounting oversight is really having someone who understands, who's kind of been there in a dealership, and that can help drive the strategy and the process for that within a store.
Nice.
If that makes sense. Yes.
Boom, she knows what's up. Folks, Made 100% sense, you know, and there's definitely, if you have questions, anything, all you got to do is reach out to her, and I'm going to drop her email address at the end of this. Just reach out. I'm sure that's fine, right? We can just talk about that. She even
Just don't give my cell phone number out on LinkedIn because
no, I won't do that. I promise.
I would have to change my phone number.
I won't do that. I promise. Yeah, that wouldn't be good. Yeah, I already know. So I've seen how many people like your posts. So people will be like, yes, I get to call her now and text her. And I love her. Yeah, she's amazing. I love you, Melanie. Right? So she's like, yeah, she loves everyone. Don't get me wrong. But
I love everyone.
Once
I
again,
don't want everyone calling me.
she has a couple beautiful children at home that she wants to spend time with too. She doesn't have time to do all that all the time, but she is always going to be there for you. And I know how she is. When you are your own business, it's not that she has work hours, but at the same time, she still has
work
family
needs to get into the
right, and then she has family that she has to fit into hours too. And I get that because family is why we do all this, folks. There's a big why for all of us, right? And we have to understand that.
Absolutely.
And we're trying to get the next generation to understand what love is, understand what courage is, and taking, like, your two daughters are so lucky to have you as a mother to see, hey, look what my mom did. Look what my mom's doing. And I know that you know that. You're being a bright example for them.
Right.
So being somebody like that, being an example for the next generation of our leaders is huge, you know. And I think that the more women that are doing that, more amazing, strong, powerful women are doing that, the more young women are going to be powerful, the same, if not better, right? We want them to be the next generation that's stronger than us, the next generation that understands how to do it better than us. That's why we try to teach them the stuff that you shouldn't do, right? Like, don't do it that way. That's not good. I tried that. It didn't work out right. Yeah, but no, you're an example how to be with class, how to be a parent, how to be a family member to your parents, you know, how to honor them, how to honor everyone around you, how to be a great business person, how to be an entrepreneur, how to be a social media
crusher.
Crusher. Yeah, that's a good word. No, you do a great job, and I've been watching you grow. I mean, even in these 2 years before you were there, but you were really just blossomed, like literally, like it was a beautiful flower that it's opened up now, and it's just like, dude, that is just gorgeous, right? And it's beautiful to see and see what's happening with you and everything in your life. You know, it's one of those things where we sit down and we think about like what we can do in 2 more years. We talked about that on the phone yesterday, and where are we going to be in 2 more years? Right. And I have so many visions, and I can already see, and I'm excited to see that. Man, it's going to be big. So what do you see yourself being in 2 years from now?
Oh, 2 years from now. That's a great question. Well, 2 years from now, I definitely see my business being at the next level and having a significant team supporting me and helping so many more people in and outside the auto industry really attract and convert more business so they can focus more on their dreams and, you know, doing the thing that they love to do.
Love it. And you are going to do that. You're already setting the path. You're already paving the way, but there's so many more that you're opening the door for. I mean, we know some of the people because we can see the likes, we can see some of the comments, we can see some of the interaction, but there's so many other people that you don't see who you're inspiring that aren't clicking like, aren't dropping a comment.
Plenty of those.
Right. And are saying, you know what? I'm going to go put that into my business. You know what? I'm going to go not be fearful, right? And I'm going to lead with love. Perfect love drives out all fear. And so when you do find that moment where you're really saying, what am I going to commit to? Am I going to commit to the love and the passions that I have in my business and my pursuit in life? Or am I going to subdue myself and submit to the fear of every reason why something can go wrong? Instead, let's go with the first. Let's go ahead and pursue our passions and be excited about showing other people that they can do it too, because that's ultimately what we are, right? A testimony that it can also happen for somebody else. Somebody else can do that. And can't nobody do it like Melanie, right? Nobody's going to do Melanie like Melanie. And that's what we celebrate, right? Because nobody can do it like Melanie, right? And that's okay, because one thing that we will all share is that we have the awesome ability to operate as individuals.
Right.
And
exactly.
Each flower in the garden makes that garden look incredibly beautiful. So as we are all blossoming together, right? As we are all growing together, we remember that there are 3 elements as we talk about all the Melanie B 3 C's. There are the 3 F's. And you added another F to us, which we added to our actual core values, and that was faith, right? On your show, you said, I think it's your faith, guys, also that pushes you forward. And you're 100% correct. But you know what we do? We apply 3 F's so that we can keep growing. So join us as we get ready to wrap up this show and jam out. Folks, we've had an incredible time. Thank you so much for everybody that's been participating.
Yeah,
we
so
can't
much.
get to all the comments, but Melanie, you're so popular. You're so
Oh, I can't wait to read them.
Yeah, no doubt. You know,
I'm scared.
they're all great, and they
All
all
of them are all
just say
good.
nothing but just amazing things about you, how you inspire, and how they're cheering for you to just do the best that you possibly can. They know that you're going to do great things like that. I mean, just amazing stuff that you're going to just, all it's going to do is lift your heart up even more and give you even more energy and more focus towards what you're trying to do. It's going to make sure that you do it even better. That's what I love about these types of comments. Any of these comments, they encourage me. When I read them about you, it makes me go, this world is great. We're going to crush the world together. We're going to make sure that this business is the best it ever could be. And we're going to help so many people. It's so true, because that's what we want to do. And there's so much love out there, and there's plenty of opportunity. There's plenty of people who need this help. And there's plenty of people that are going to help us, right? So it's an everlasting chain of love in this network. And as long as we keep doing this and we keep pushing ourselves to be the best versions of ourselves every single day, there's no doubt that we're going to grow. And the best way to grow is to forgive, focus, and fly. So let's get this thing going.
That's right. Car guys and car gals and all you solutionaries everywhere, go ahead and get that beat in the head. Go ahead and get that heart moving and get your eyes ready to focus on where it is that you're going. We are so thankful that we've had the incredible, the one, the only Miss Melanie Borden with us today. Let's forgive, focus, and fly as we get ready to head out. So on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Forgive, focus, fly, and keep growing, keep growing.
We're going to show some of them moves as she in the room. Heck yeah. Thank you so much, everybody, for being with us today.
Thank you. It was such a blessing to have you here. Melanie, I'm so glad we're friends.
Yes.
I really am. I'm so glad I could say Melanie Borden is my friend, and I'm so proud of her. I'm very proud of you. Oh, excited about everything. I'm so excited about the next 2 years. In those 2-year plan, it's going to be 10 times bigger than you think it is. Things are going to change. They're going to keep growing. Keep putting that work in. Yes, she is. No doubt about it. Let's go.
Car guys and car gals. I'm Lou Ramirez, the car guy.
And I'm Fred Lenartz, the subprime hero.
And we have been brewing solutions on the Car Guy Coffee podcast.
Yeah, we
can get you some more of that at carguycoffee.com. But so thankful for our incredible guest who's been following up with us today, Miss Melanie
Borden. Oh.
We're still going. Get that.
What's
it's just
that,
like
hell yeah. And it's gotta be bumping. City of Compton. She came in there. Your energy is so it's infectious. We can't help but smile every time we see you. Every post you put out, it's everything that we need. I'm so glad that you're out there in this world making a difference. I'm honored to call you my friend, and I'm so excited that we had this opportunity to catch up today. I'm looking forward to the next time we get to catch up, because I know it's going to be even bigger. So let's keep growing.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. This is awesome.
Much love. So much love. Talk to you soon. Bye. See you, everybody.